So my OBS decided not to work when I was switching with the settings. It was mainly the settings, but everything should be okay now. And yeah, we're gonna do some Juri stuff. So Harold Curious Birthmark A, and we will move on in a moment. I really should just write these notes down. I don't know why I do this to myself, but we'll get started in a moment. But yeah, we're doing some Juri stuff today, and about pretty much 3 more characters to go. So let me just make sure I do this correctly. As always, random item stats on. And as we get into Harold Curious Birthmark character exclusive random item stats Juri. The other part of it was I didn't remember what my settings were for OBS, so when I tried to record something, yeah, let's just say that the recordings did not cooperate with me when I tried to edit them. So second, dexterity, charisma, strength, and maybe a Takshisan at the 6th floor if you have the 6th floor. But yeah, that's a me problem. The runs that I did with Juri were pretty good, but you'll never see them. So we'll get a move on. Otherwise, not really much else to say at the moment. Except for the fact that if I didn't already talk about it, yeah, I was dealing with some game dev design, not issues or problems, but kind of contemplating on what I really wanted to do. Recluse, mermaids, metamorphosis, painting, and teacher. Mainly as it pertains to a game loop of some sort. Because if a game loop is not fun, hey, turns out that if it's not fun for me, there's no way I can expect it to be fun for players. I mean, it was okay. I thought it was okay, but you do have to put yourself in the mind of your target audience. And if it's not your target audience, I mean, there's only so much you can do. But usually you have things figured out. Also, I should have just used the thingamajiggy. 4 fun, 6 damage is very, very good. We don't need Reiko, so away we go. And hopefully this run actually looks pretty good. But I guess we'll find out, because we are on Herald and we could just get slapped with a bunch of stuff. So we'll see. I don't remember my mysteries, but we'll just set it to one of the police patrols to one of the max threat level locations and move on with our lives. But yeah, it was a gameplay loop decision, and I decided it was not as great, so I have to do some major tweaks here and there. The battle system, I think, is pretty, there. But whether or not it's actually going to be fun, usually where I and whoever plays my games has not really an issue, but there are things to consider. Do I want to do this? We'll keep them for now.Maybe we send Hiroyuki as someone. Hermit we can let go, but we have Recluse, so I want to save reason here. But a lot of the, what's the best way to say it? A lot of the, I guess, disconnect that I have developing a game compared to the people who play my games is usually around the combat system, but we'll see if I make it. And for me, it seems to be more of a lines of making things simpler. Usually when I design a battle system, it's really complicated. The AI is what it is, but that's part of the battle system as well. Because I usually like to, well, for most of my RPG Maker games, make it so that the enemy is pretty much can do the same things that a player can do with the character they choose, and yeah, that's all I'll really say on that at the moment. But as for the third game that, I was having problems with this, and the first one, yeah, it was more of a problem of, hey, do I really want to leave the game loop in a certain way? And I don't really want to say too much without spoiling things, because it's not too concrete. Although it is kind of a looping game of sorts, so that's the most I can say about that. I think that's usually a safer, healthier choice for some RPG Maker games, depending on the genre you do. Obviously, you can just make a story. I say just, but you can make a story-based RPG Maker game. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, most people do that with RPG Maker. But for me, it just doesn't feel right. At this day and age, I don't know how else to explain it at the moment. Nice badly bleeding. I couldn't really brace though. It would not have been a smart decision as we take the sensor bunny off the screen. We do have to deal with badly bleeding. Do I want to take Recluse with that? Probably not. My reason is pretty high right now, but still. And then, yeah, I just realized that I'm on character perks, so yeah, I mean, we'll deal with what we got. We did lose Bath. There was a second one too, because we have Herald. Arcane, okay, yeah, that doesn't matter. Metamorphosis, we would have to take Metamorphosis. Do I really want to do that? Otherwise we'd take badly bleeding, I guess we have to. It's not like we're going to be losing that much stamina here in Recluse, but we are losing blood. We are losing stamina on a proc rate. But I don't want to do Metamorphosis and then go into Recluse. That seems worse for my reasons, so we'll see what happens. I should be able to survive. My stamina is just gonna drop by like 2 or 3 on top of all the events that I am taking, but that's better than getting slapped by the meat horror and losing a bunch of reasons, so guess we'll find out what happens. A pack of cigarettes would do nicely, but again, we'll see what happens. So, do I have a curse at all? I do. I don't need to get rid of it though, although I do have Metamorphosis. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of it then. So, fun little thing to notice is that does disappear once you use the doll, but yeah, for my own RNG reasons, I'm going to take that away. Usually nothing too bad happens from Insmasu Look, even with how much more dangerous it is, but I'm not gonna risk it. And I guess to speak a little bit more specifically on the third game, essentially, yes, you're doing a standard, hey, go defeat the Demon King, but you are looping, basically. So, do we call it time travel? Multiverse? In any case, you're going to be replaying things, so that's why it overall can be a short game, but you do want to, or it can be an experience where you can do over and over again, because I'm adding loops, basically. We are gonna level up, by the way. Nothing really much to gain from doing so, but meh. Let me take Metamorphosis. I should be able to brace into an army knife attack. If I can't, I'm gonna be quite sad, although we do need to get rid of badly bleeding here. I would also like to hope that cigarettes don't cost as much, but can't really do that at the moment. I do want to level up as much as possible. This does mean I won't be able to smoke a pack of cigarettes, but if I can brace still into an army knife without the nicotine rush buff, then I would... it's good to hold off on cigarette usage. We do have a knowledge check, by the way, but we'll see if we level up again, basically, is what I'm trying to think of. We could not, but we'll see what happens. Otherwise, yeah, taking as much experience as possible would be great. Otherwise, all I did was just lose funds. Well, not really, because if we lose HP, that's just as bad. So basically, yeah, I'm hoping a lot that we have the ability to brace into an attack, even if it's like 50%. That's better than taking 3 stamina or 6 stamina damage to the face. We could opt to rest as well, but the horror is catching up. So, yep, not gonna do that. And we should be able to fight this relatively comfortably. Yeah. Guaranteed Canis defeat. Now, we are very close to leveling up, unfortunately. I just realized I have the gold coin as well, but it's fine for the moment. So, yeah, we definitely want to brace, because bugs can cause us to die in one shot. We don't get to do a prep, but doesn't matter unless... Yeah, it doesn't matter, because we can double attack boost into a normal attack. Now, at this point, we are still worried about... Yeah, the curses proccing is what I'll... Oh, no, that's Hasty Aid. But then we get a curse as well, so you know what? I will old coin that away. Now, my next question is, can I somehow one-shot? If Hiroyuki here does at least 4 damage, which he did not. So, my next question is, do I want to take a risk? No, we don't have to. I'm going absolutely insane. We still needed to do a thing unless we wanted to do this, but wasn't guaranteed, so I feel more comfortable using this with the army knife. Never mind, it was guaranteed because we did 18 damage, I forgot. Didn't need to send Hiroyuki there, all I did was waste HP. We do have the 6th floor, by the way, but I forgot my second encounter as well. But we'll see if that matters. Should have also leveled up, but I think, yeah, even with time skip we would have been okay. We'll take Perception and then we'll take Knowledge just to 8 out our Knowledge. Painting with 3 stamina, 3 reason. I think I've learned my lesson. If we still have that video, because I did a lot of runs with Juri that were failed recording, so I don't even remember. But if it was Toshiaki instead that I did it with. We're going to roll on luck here, by the way, and thankfully it worked out. But still want to be careful here. We're trying to let the horde catch up to us before we start resting. But thankfully, we lose stamina there. 12 roll, by the way. So, do I just eat it in the face here? Yeah, I think I'm just going to rest here. There's little point to holding things off anymore. So all things considered, we'll rest a lot, and we should be okay in the middle of or middle-ish of our fourth mystery with 60% doom. That's not bad at all, in my opinion. Now, if we continue rolling poorly, I'm still gonna be afraid of painting, but it could be a lot worse. I could also opt to. So hold on, if I let go of Hermit, what do I get here? 10 doom, 3, 6. So we lose 5 reason, but we get 10 doom, so we can rest 3 times, and basically we get 1 reason, 1 doom, right? If I recall correctly. Not that we need to rest that much, but it's still better to rest here than at the lighthouse, is what I'm trying to say. I think, did I do my math right? I guess we'll find out. But anywho. Speaking of math, that's something I usually try to keep in mind as well. Even though a lot of games obfuscate things, if we're not looking at obfuscation... Oh, wait, can we do this? I would like to actually look at the janitor's neck, but I guess we're gonna find out. Nope. We can take burns. We can probably actually run from everything in painting. But first, I want to see if I can do some stuff. Can I do a strong here? I can. So we take 4 to 6 stamina damage. And then we get out in 4 turns. Unless I want to take gamble, but we don't need to. So I'm going to do this instead, and we'll take the fire axe while we're at it. I think that's the better play here. But we'll see. So... 6 stamina damage is quite a lot. If I only have to take it once a run, though... Well, it depends on my situation, but... Yeah, it would have been great to do this, but... Would have also been great to throw another enemy here, but we let go of Hermit because I think the math works out, but I guess we're gonna find out. So we're gonna do this, and we should be out this turn. Like I said, we took 6 stamina damage for it, but we should be okay. Never mind, we got time skip. We still want to probably run away from everything in painting. There aren't a lot of encounters in painting I'd probably want to fight, but we'll find out. So, we are going to get a light source here. I did forget the second encounter check, but even if I run from 3 enemies, I should still be okay. It's my stats that I'm worried about. But I have 9 strength and 8 knowledge, so I think the only stats I care about are okay. I could also opt to take more damage here because I know my threshold is a lot better. I could also opt to handcuff, which I will do. Taxi-san shouldn't be too much of an issue. It's the rest of the encounters here that are a problem. Now, fighting something in the forest was quite bad luck because after that investigation, that third investigation, there are no more forest investigations, which means I needed to roll the forest twice without running into anything, but... game. But otherwise, yeah, so to continue the topic I was going on earlier, I do try to look at the math in my game, especially when I introduce RNG. We're running from this, by the way. And if RNG is usually less than like 80-75%, I don't really include it. And that includes combined probability. So, for example, if at the beginning of the game you have to take like a 80% chance at something, I would rather, and then at the end, near the end of the game, you have to do another thing. You have to do another 80%, for example. I consider that to be overall a 64% that I don't want. Now, if you have a choice of doing something that's skill-based to avoid one of those probabilities, that gets removed from the equation. But overall, if I say, like, if you open a door at the beginning of the game, there's an 80% chance you go near dying, then at the end of the game, if I do something like that again, I'm usually not going to do something like that. But usually if you have something to work around it, if you can heal HP, if you can not take damage due to having like a key or something, I usually don't involve something like that. These are the kinds of probabilities that I am usually excluding from my games. But if I do add them in, usually 75 to 80% of the time, there's another solution. And the other 20% is usually you have forced yourself into a situation where you could have solved the problem at least 2 different ways and you didn't. So just a little food for thought. Anyway. We do have Taxi-san. I forgot my seconds, by the way. But if we die here, so be it. Yeah, so we're taking 3 stamina damage, but that's it. Which means we can walk up this lighthouse. The problem, as I should also have equipped the flashlight, because this is perception for the army knife, we'll find out. I think we should survive, though. We did teacher into recluse, I believe, because I was whining all about taking metamorphosis into recluse. This I don't remember. Oh, it has to be the school, right? I didn't find anything else, did I? I don't think I did. I'm gonna say the school. Nope. So now you need a one-shot Takshi-san. We should be able to, but if we can't, I'd be actually quite surprised. But yeah, without further ado, I do need to continue working on game dev stuff. I've been sidetracked doing a lot and I'm still going to be sidetracked because, as I probably should have talked about instead, we're going to go wild being hunters of monsters in about 2 weeks. So, also, open beta, by the way, in about, 24 hours from now-ish? So, yeah, we're going to find out. We can throw everything and I think we'll be okay, but let's just make sure, because it doesn't hurt to make sure. Also, if we did take that, we would have died here. So, yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll see you when I see you. And if you want to say something, you know what to do. I'll see you later. Thank you for watching. Bye.